to show you how to tell if your shocks or struts are worn out on your car.
Now, in the case of this Dodge, it's pretty easy to tell that they're worn out. Because when you go over bumps like this, hey, the whole car just bounces up and down and up and down. But many times it's not that easy to tell. So if you're driving, say, 40 or 50 miles an hour, and your car runs straight, but then when you hit bumps, then you find the steering wheel starts to shake until it gets not bumpy, the struts are worn then too. Or if you're backing up and you hear a clunk like this, coming from the back, then you know that the back struts are worn and clunking. Now the last way to check struts is simple. Just go under the wheel well, pick up the top boot on the strut, and feel inside on the rod. And if your fingers come out all oily like this, it means the seal is wearing out on the strut and it's time for a new one. Now when I was young and dinosaurs roamed the earth, suspension systems were easier to check because most cars had just simple shock absorbers. They had a bolt on the top and the bottom that held them in place. And to check them out, all you had to do was push on the car. And if it bounced too much, it was worn out. But with modern McPherson struts that most cars use, it's often more complicated because the shock assembly is built inside it, but it has a spring. And even when it's worn out, it can still not bounce all that bad. And that's why you need to test them fully like I'm showing you in this video. Because worn struts can make your tires wear out faster. They can affect braking and make it less safe. And they can certainly affect handling, especially when you're quartering. Whoa! Now, I've been working on cars the last 47 years, and if there's one thing I've learned, if you want your car to ride right, do not go out and buy the cheapest shocks and struts you can get your hands on. Because I've had many customers over the years come to me and say, what's wrong with my car? And I say, your struts are worn out. And then they say, well, we just had new ones put on last week. And when I check out what was put on their car, a lot of times they were just cheap Chinese knockoffs. They didn't work even as good as the worn out ones did. So when I do a strut job, I like using these Monroe Tracks. They're excellent shocks at a decent price. And say if you're not planning on keeping your car all that long, they also have an economy range of struts you can use too. But me, I tend to keep my cars forever, so I use the Tracks. If your car isn't riding right because of worn shocks or struts, now you know what to do about it. And remember, if you've got any questions, just visit the Scotty Kilmer channel.